Hey, we're going to talk Cavs, and there are two things with the Cavs we have to talk to you today. So I'm going to present to you guys the first topic, and then we'll pivot in the middle to go to the second topic.
Well, but what are we doing? Was Earl high?
That's what I.
We're going to start. Actually, you know what, Bull?
What is?
I'm going to say something, then you can present what Bull said.
I wish we could play the clip of what Earl said. Can we do that, or is it too late?
It's too late now.
Okay.
But Donovan Mitchell last night, for the fourth consecutive game, Steve, you can take the graphic, scored 40 points. He's just the fifth player, in the last 30 years to do that. Scored 40 in 4 straight games, joining Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Kobe. Elite company. Before we talk about whether or not the Cavs can flip the switch, and before you give away was Earl on crack yesterday, the question to you guys is, how absurd is it to see Mitchell put up 40-point performances like it's nothing in games that don't matter, but in a way still do?
Well, I think for me, he's revving up his engine. He's letting everybody know that, he's in that, he's getting in that mode. He's letting his guys know that, hey, I'm going to carry y'all when we get to these playoffs. Just follow me. And right now, he's trying to find out who's going to do it with him. And I think he's playing at this level in hopes that he get these young guys to start playing at this level because, like me and McNuggets say, you can't just flip the switch.
We'll get to that in a sec. Stick to just Mitchell real quick.
Look, man. I think people are not respecting what we're seeing right now. I said earlier the year, to me, in my opinion, he's the second best player to play here. And I know you can talk about longevity, skill for skill, set for set. You seeing something you ain't never saw with nobody. And Kyrie Irving wasn't doing this when he was like a rookie, when LeBron wasn't here. Kyrie, to be
he was a rookie.
I get it.
And Kyrie had no teammates.
But to be clear about it, you didn't see him. You didn't see Kyrie doing this consistently when LeBron was here for 4 straight years. And on top of it, Kyrie missed multiple games. Now, granted, it's just one small sample size. But you got to look at the fact that this man came from switch conference, and in 1 year, I've never seen somebody go to another squad and hit the ground, hit the track running, and like he's done this year. To me, he's supposed to be an all-NBA type player. He's showing you how to get it. And 4 straight 40-point games on top of the 70, on top of, and he did this early. He came in and got you almost a 50-piece in the Garden his first week. Like what we seeing is something we ain't never seen in a Cavs uniform. And like I said before, no disrespect to the OGs that played, but look, Donovan Mitchell is on a different level. And I told people before, my man Hiram called me all the time on Saturday. He be telling me about Colin Sexton, but no, my sir.
He's lost.
No, Colin Sexton ain't never been good or better than him. He ain't not in the same stratosphere, not the same tax bracket.
How is Colin Sexton doing this season?
Nothing. Like, he doing Colin Sexton things.
Lost in the soup.
So, yeah, I think it's amazing what he's doing, man.
Oh, listen, Donovan Mitchell is awesome, but I do think some of our fans have gone crazy and are being prisoner in the moment, including Earl, and we'll get to Earl in a second. Number one, if you want to argue this is the best season by a Cav not named LeBron, I
give you that.
That might be the case.
I give you that.
But I can't put him ahead of some of the other great Cavs because he's got to do it for more than 1 year.
Right.
This year, as an individual year, fine. But he's got to do it for at least 3-4 years before I put him ahead of the Mark Prices, Dohertys, and Kyrie's for me.
Unless he beat Giannis and sneak up and win a championship.
He do that, I'll bow down.
And if he does something in the playoffs, that's fine.
I will bow down.
But Earl yesterday lost his mind. We did a topic. The topic was, is Donovan Mitchell having the best non-LeBron James season ever for a Cav? Which I thought was a good topic. I thought it was debatable. Kyrie, Mark Price had some amazing years, blah, blah, blah. Well, in fact, Earl argued yesterday that Donovan Mitchell is having the best year of any Cav ever, including LeBron.
Can't do it.
I mean,
and Earl is a barbershop representative.
We love Earl, but he was out of his mind yesterday.
Nah, bro. Listen, LeBron's, and I was in the chat. I was screaming in my mind because I wasn't talking.
Oh, you were on the chat during this?
I said, bro, you done lost your mind. I said, look,
People were killing him.
I put LeBron's stats, LeBron's final stats.
Wait a minute.
Just in the finals is just otherworldly. Just
Earl was on the panel saying that?
No, he was producing
okay.
it.
So backstory on that whole topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earl sent it to me last week, and we love Earl. And he goes, "Is this the best Cavs season ever?" And I was like, "Well, LeBron, so no." And he goes, "Eh." I'm like, "Well, let's switch it to the best non-LeBron season because I think you're out of your mind."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay." And then he was in this chair yesterday, and I said, "Earl, you know what? If you have a mic, you have a chance to defend yourself. If you want,"
Yeah.
and he tried. To his credit,
Well,
just don't
there's
think he
no
convinced
real
anybody.
legitimate argument. Like 3 of the 4 arguments he used with a 70-point game because LeBron hasn't done it in the consecutive. But that's just a couple of games. And Jason made the point yesterday, and I think he's probably right, that if Jason said if LeBron wanted to score 40 points every game, he could do it.
Oh, yeah.
He could.
Easily.
And
Back when he was, younger. I don't
Right.
know about today.
but he's still one of the best players in the NBA. He's almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Usually, most NBA players at LeBron's age, if they're still playing, they suck.
Earl is high.
Like here's the problem you got, bro. Like I've already made the case of why LeBron is not even really close to Jordan no more. And, when you start looking at it, it's just a simple fact that he's getting 28, and I think he's averaging maybe four assists, right?
4 and 4
4
rebounds.
and 5. Yeah, 4
What
rebounds.
does Donovan Mitchell this year do better than LeBron did? Maybe shoot threes?
Shoot threes and shoot off the dribble.
He had one higher scoring game than LeBron ever had.
I mean,
as a Cavs.
LeBron is better at everything else.
So
Even now.
Just to give you this, LeBron shoots 50% from the floor. He still averages 29 a game. So he averages more than Donovan Mitchell. But he averages 8.5 rebounds and 7 assists.
This is this year?
This is this year.
This is this year.
This
He's
is today.
30, what, 9?
Yes, today.
It's ridiculous.
LeBron,
Come on.
39?
He 100.
How old is
I
he?
thought he was 30.
Is he
like
38?
37, 38.
LeBron is 38, and LeBron does currently average more points per game than Donovan Mitchell. Now, he's played significantly less games.
He played
However.
52 games, though.
Well, if he would have played 20 more, was his average have gone down?
No. But I'm just saying, Mitchell, he's only played 52 games this year. He's come in and out. But he's averaging more
We're
points
now
per game than
comparing
Mitchell.
to LeBron at 38 years old. Not when LeBron was in his prime playing here. LeBron, I don't even know if Donovan Mitchell can make one of LeBron's top 10 seasons. Let alone number one.
He led the league in assists last year.
Did he really?
He had 10 assists. You averaged 10 assists. Like, this is crazy.
He did not lead the league in assists last year, but he was close.
He was close.
Where was he?
Fourth.
This is 20.
Give me one sec.
So 2019, 2020, he averaged 20 assists.
That was the season. The 19-20 season, he did lead. It was not last year. G was right, but it was in the wrong year.
Is that the
in
COVID
the
season?
19-20 season, which was the COVID year,
Yeah.
he led the league with 10.2 assists per game.
Correct.
Come on.
In his age 35 season.
Why be better?
Shout out to Donovan. You killing the game. But the fact that this man is still 100 years old and still averages more assists, more points than you, and you a scorer.
To be fair to Earl, he did say Cavs. So you got to give Cavs stats.
Right, but you could argue all of LeBron's seasons in Cleveland are better than Donovan's.
Because he
certainly, if not all.
They went to the championship every year.
Every last single one of them.
Probably.
No, his rookie year was not better.
Except for his rookie year, maybe. That's what Mike's going to argue.
Yeah.
What was LeBron's rookie year's numbers?
26 and 5. Like 20.
Only 26 and 5. What a scrub.
No. Not 26. Like 26 rebounds, 5 assists.
20.6 rebounds, 5 assists. Okay.
Which still not a scrub, but in a
At
different
what?
era.
18? Was he 18?
18, yeah.
12 years old. He's 12.
He's averaging 26 and 5 at 18 years old. That's his worst year in the league.
And then his second year, he was just better. He averaged 27, 7 and 7 his second year.
and
That's
19
his
years
career
old.
average.
Forget it.
Come on.
Yeah,
And
so,
he's
we're,
not
so I'm
Ain't
going to
no
close
reason
this
to
with
talk
something Earl told me this morning, then we'll pivot to the Cavs and their ability to get ready for the playoffs. But
Yeah.
the stream crashed yesterday. Had nothing to do with us. It
I
was a
did see
YouTube glitch.
Yeah, we missed the last 15 minutes of the show.
Everyone in the chat was like, Earl definitely sabotaged the stream.
Because he was
And then-
getting killed. Poor Earl.
And
Hit
then
that
Earl
abort
yesterday
button.
was out and about running some errands,
Yeah.
and he called me this morning and goes, "Man, people are watching this show more than I thought." And I go, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I went in to pick up something from the store, and the guy's like, 'Man, I know you. Where do I know you?' He's like, 'Oh, you're from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. That take was terrible today.
Poor Earl.
That was trash.
I liked that he stood tall on his
And he did. He stood up for it, though. I love it.
Up for himself.
He stood on it. He stood on it.
You got to stand on business.
That's
man.
right.
You
But here's
said
what we
you
have to
gotta
talk about with the Cavs.
Yeah.
Because they did clinch the 4 seed yesterday. They will officially play the Knicks in the first round of the playoffs. They will have home court in that first
Is it
round
definitely
playoff
the Knicks?
matchup.
Is that 100% too?
Yes. They officially have the Knicks, officially the 4 seed. Knicks will be the 5 seed. There is a trend, though, that you may not agree with. I know me and Tyrus are on the same page here. That
Well,
I
it's a
find
trend.
a little bit concerning as the Cavs seem to head to the playoffs. They seem to be turning it on in the second half, fourth quarter, playing some teams that they shouldn't have any real trouble with. Now, granted, I know it's the end of the regular season. They're tired. They're trying to just get to the playoffs. But it is very difficult, in my opinion, for a team that's proven nothing in the playoffs yet to just think they can flip on the switch and everything's going to be good. If you take their last 4 games, they've been down 10 points in each of those games, and they're 2-2 in those games. Tyvis agrees with me that it's tough to just flip the switch. You guys, when we were texting last night, don't seem to think it's going to be an issue. So I'm curious why you guys don't think so, and then Tyvis, you can educate them.
Well, look, I think it's not a big deal because it's like the first day of school. Like, yes, the first day of school is like, it's school, you still used to it, but you get an excitement level the first day of school because it's new, you got a new teacher, you got a new, just new schedule, new classmates, new context, new little content you kind of studying. So every year you get that anxious feeling like, yo, this is kind of new even though it's school. The same thing happens in basketball with the Cavs. Yeah, like they playing right now. They playing some teams that ain't going to be in the playoffs. They actually are better than those teams, and they don't really have nothing to play for. They locked into what they're doing. So when you look at it, they're not going to be out here too excited. The fact that I like the best about what the Cavs are doing is they are winning. That last year, they came down the stretch when they needed to beat the Detroits and Orlando's, and they lost those games. This year, Donovan Mitchell was like, okay, guys, I'm going to show y'all how we do this. This is how you finish games out, and I'm not going to let us lose, right? Because in the playoffs, I need to be able to be the guy that says, look, hey, we're going to come out here and get smacked in the face. But I'm going to show y'all by my energy. I'm going to show y'all by my every possession count. I'm going to show you how you got to play in the playoffs. So a lot of the lackadaisical stuff, Darius Garland kind of, people was hitting me up like, Darius Garland be lax with the ball. So I was like, well, Darius Garland, that's his game. That's like, he always plays like that. So is it problematic in the playoffs? Is he going to have to kick it to a next level? Sure. But the cool thing about it is you now have somebody that you can get a ball to in the fourth quarter and get you a bucket. Because really, all of that kumbaya stuff, all that's cool. All that we pass the ball around and everybody's supposed to get a touch and we're going to spread the wealth. In the playoffs, bro, listen, you might come out here and the bench ain't giving you nothing. You may come out and Jetty ain't doing nothing, Karras ain't doing nothing, and you going to need Donovan Mitchell in real time to be like, I need to kick it switch because guess what? I got to keep us in this game. We can't get down 25. We might get blown up out of here and the series is over. So you need them to understand the switch. They younger, Mobley, Allen ain't really been there. Garland is young. They don't got that. So you need somebody to be able to hit a switch. Now, is it problematic if they go do that the first 2-3 games of the playoffs? Sure. But in that case, you about to be up out of here quick if you're going to do that. So I don't think it's no issue. They'll be energized and ready to go playoff time.
Before you respond, Bull, I just want to let everyone know that the 12 o'clock lunch hour of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is sponsored by Kaulig Racing, the official NASCAR team of Northeast Ohio. Bull, your turn.
By the way, real quick, I do not think that, I know it's unlikely, but I do not think the Knicks have locked up the 5th seed. Are you sure about that?
I saw Steve Popper, who's a Knicks beat reporter, say it was official Cavs-Knicks first round.
Because if the Nets win their last 3 and the Knicks lose their last 3, they'd be tied. The first tiebreaker's head-to-head, which they're even. Then it would come to division record. And right now the Knicks are a half a game better in division record, but I assume if the Celtics win their last 3 games, I don't know.
You get into the minutia.
Yeah, it's stupid. All right.
We're talking flipping the switch, regardless of who they're playing.
Yeah, my bad. Flipping the switch. I have said consistently on this show that I think the regular season is a fraud perpetuated by the owners to make suckers like us spend money on games. The games don't matter. Brian Windhorst, one of the most plugged-in guys in the NBA was on this show yesterday and said the players don't care about the regular season. They think of the season, season may be 82 games. They think of it as 60 games. They don't care. It's all about the playoffs. You don't prepare for matchups the same way. You don't play with the same intensity. There is no bigger difference. Playoff baseball, great, different than regular season. Playoff football, great, different than regular season. There is no bigger difference, guys, than regular season NBA and playoff. It is the biggest gap of any sport, and the guys just come at it from a different way, whether they're veterans or rookies or not. You are playing with intensity on both sides of the floor the entire game. And yes, the Cavs don't have a lot of playoff experience, but their best player does. Donovan Mitchell has a ton of playoff experience. Jared Allen has some. Okay, some of their other guys don't. But it's not like the Knicks are loaded with playoff experience either. They've been a bad team. They haven't won a ton of games. So I have zero concern. It's hard the last 2 weeks in the season to get yourself excited to play Charlotte and Orlando.
Facts.
And maybe you may not like that, but that's just the way it is for a lot of teams. And you can say, well, they don't have the cachet. I don't know. And maybe you'll be proven wrong. I just think I think the Cavs coaching staff is already preparing for the Knicks. They don't care about these games. You are right now, it's got to be all about preparing for the Knicks, and you get into the minutia. You talk about the minutia of the schedule, Mike. The minutia of preparing for a team is unlike anything close that you do in the regular season. And that's why, to me, yeah, it's not ideal that they're having to come back in all these games, but that's kind of the way they've played for a lot of the season. That's their style. But I think in the postseason, you got a young team with fresh legs. I think they're going to play with a ton of energy. There'll be ups and downs. They're not that much better than the Knicks. The Knicks should make it a competitive series. But I think in the end, the Cavs will win, and I don't care that they lost 3 out of 4, and I don't care that they're playing sloppy first halves. Maybe I'll scream and yell about it if I'm wrong, but for now, I don't see it that way. Tyvus?
Real quick, Tyvus,
Yeah.
in the last 12 hours, the New York Post, the Daily News, Yahoo Sports, and ESPN all have articles saying the Knicks clinched the 5 seed.
So there must be like some third tiebreaker.
Third,
that I
fourth,
don't
fifth
know,
tiebreaker.
whatever.
So it is Cavs-Knicks.
Yeah, okay.
Tyvus.
I just think that it's hard, being an athlete. I think it's hard to just get your body to just do something. Like if you go out there, if I was to go practice 70% all the time and then on game day just expect myself to be 100% and just react the same way, I think it's hard to do that. And like I say, Orlando is not a bad team. I think that it was something they was playing for. They was playing for the 50th win of a season, something that hasn't been done without LeBron being here. So I think that was important to them to get that 50th win. I'm with Mikey on this one because to me, you haven't, outside of Mitchell, you haven't earned the right to really just take games off like that. Like you need all that you can get because everybody's not perfect yet. Everybody don't have on this team that one go-to thing that they're good at. They need to still figure that thing out. They're still polishing their game. So I think that you have to utilize games like Orlando to really strengthen up that thing and get that thing done like that. So yeah, I'm not with the flipping the switch thing. I'm not saying that Orlando, you need to go out there and go balls to the wall for Orlando. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that we at least need to be comfortable knowing that, hey, this game, y'all, we're better than them. We don't have to worry about them. In the fourth quarter, we should be sitting down instead of us trying to come back. Now we're using energy that we could have stored. Now we're using energy and wasting it on Orlando and not getting the proper rest. So now we might go in with tired legs.
Well, let me ask you guys this question because to that point, do you sit all your best players these last 2 games?
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't playing them.
Yep.
Why would I play? Like,
I got the
50th.
I got the 50th win now. We good.
I ain't playing them.
I got 50 wins. I can't move from the 4 spot.
I might play them half the game.
Nah, I'm not trying to get Julius Randle out here. These guys, this cat's out here wishing for injuries. Like, I'm playing. Like G. Bush. Like G. Bush.
Say you.
You know what?
I don't want that.
Let's see Danny Green get some run. Let's see if he's got anything left in the tank. Let Jetty play. Maybe he plays a lot and gets a shot cooking. I don't know.
Didn't Jason say? Maybe it was Jason. Yeah. Didn't somebody say that like the Cavs played so much defense last year that when they got towards the play-in, like their legs was tired because teams aren't used to playing defense.
Yep.
And they have played good defense again this year, but they haven't played as well defensively. It feels like they've taken their foot off the gas on defense lately.
Yes.
That's the area really where it feels like.
Hey, man, I ain't trying to get Jared Allen been a little injured.
Yeah, I'm not playing him at all.
He's not playing. Donovan Mitchell. Listen, we talk about JB. Don't do it to yourself, big dog. I'm letting you know. Somebody come out there and twist the ankle in these little Charlotte. You got the Michael Jordan Bowl coming up.
Yeah.
You got the Team Jordan Bowl coming up, and you mess around and Darius Garland pull up on an injury. Stop. You might as well go ahead and put everybody. Listen. The only Mobley is playing is Isaiah. Isaiah out there pulling up. Like, I got green light for Isaiah, right?
Yeah.
Him and Danny Green and just
Bring up the whole G League team.
I mean, I 100% believe that they should be a full preparation mode for the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a team that whether people say the regular season don't count, but you lost 3 to 1 of them, and I think you gave your best effort, especially Donovan Mitchell. He gave his best effort to win those games, in my personal opinion. So I think that you need to plan for the Knicks. I don't think that it's just a walk in the park like people think it may be.
No, I don't know why anybody would think that.
Yeah, because we haven't really.
The Knicks are well coached.
Exactly. So I think that and I remember Jason saying that when Ty Lue was here, that they'd spend time prepping for other stuff. They didn't even really pay attention to some of the stuff that happened in the regular season.
We're going to find out, Tyvis.
We are going to find out.
We're going to find out because like when you get to the Garden and they start playing that organ, they start playing Spike Lee running around, and you let Jalen Brunson hit a couple threes, we're going to figure out exactly who he is, bro.
I'm telling you.
By the way, couple other NBA things. Do you know which team right now is not in the playoffs? Not even in the play-in. Now, they still got 3 games left. They could still make it. But at the moment, they are not even in the play-in.
Yep.
That team is,
I wouldn't be
since
shocked.
they got Kyrie, they've gone down to crap.
I wouldn't be shocked if Luka requests a trade.
He out of here.
Kyrie's already angry.
He's not going to request a trade. But another trivia question.
Yeah.
Put your phone down. Don't look at this.
Oh, sorry.
How many teams in the Western Conference we talked about the Cavs road woes all season long and how they struggled. How many teams in the Western Conference have a winning record on the road?
1.
Any other guesses?
How many
Teams in the West have a winning record on the road?
4.
2.
Bull's right.
I
It is
did look.
only the Sacramento Kings, the only team in the Western Conference with a winning record on the road.
When's the last time the Kings were in the playoffs, by the way?
They have the longest drought. It's been like 20 years.
You know how bad you have to be to not go to the playoffs for 20 years in the NBA?
The drought is
2006.
Oh, my God. That's not 20 years. What are you talking about?
Well, it's 17.
Okay.
I said it was like 20 years, give or
Oh,
take.
like 20. Sorry.
And
That's
they
a
used to
long
Was
time.
2006 with Mike Bibby and Peja Stojakovic?
Probably.
They were still in Arco
Probably.
Arena.
How old are you, Tyvus, again? 29?
29.
So Tyvus was 12 the
Because
last time they were in the playoffs.
the Kings was my favorite team on NBA Live.
really?
I used to play with Bibby and Peja Stojakovic. That's why I
Man,
know it.
they had Lawrence Funderburg,
Oh, God. That's
Lonnie Divac, Bobby Jackson.
Jackson, Divac. They had your boy, what's his name? His wife was on Basketball Wives. Doug Christie, White
Christie.
Chocolate.
Was it Chris Webber?
Chris Webber was
in the
cold
day,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah. But they've been, for the most part, they've always been terrible. For the most part.
Yeah.
With rare exceptions.
I mean, yeah.
Do you expect them to do well?
I'll be honest, I have no idea. I've barely paid
People
attention
think that
to
they're
the
going to be a first-round exit.
They
That's
could.
the way-
They're
I
going
was
to play
watching-
the Warriors or something
I
like
was
that.
watching.
they're
That's the weird thing about the West. You
dead.
look at the top 3
They're
teams.
dead.
They
Denver,
did.
Memphis, and Sacramento.
You need to cut it out.
It's the first division title. But does anybody pay attention to divisions?
They don't even know it.
in the
No,
NBA?
you know Miami's going to win their division, and they're in the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Denver, Memphis, and Sacramento are the top 3 seeds in the West. And nobody's going to pick any of those teams to make the finals.
Memphis is dead
Wait a
too.
minute.
Memphis is dead
You don't think
Phoenix is hot.
You telling me the Sacramento Kings have no
Oh,
shot
they
against
dead. They don't even know it.
As of now, they'd play the Clippers in the first round.
who? The Kings?
Kings would play the. As of now,
Oh, they dead.
the Kings would play the Clippers, and it would be Phoenix, Golden State in the
That'd be
first
awesome.
round. Now that could change.
Is PG-13?
But what if
playing?
we get Phoenix, Golden State in the first round? And
be
then
awesome.
right now the Lakers are the 7th
That
seed.
would be a nice.
But still, right now between Golden State at 5 and Minnesota at 9, there's only a 2-game difference, and then Oklahoma City at 10, Dallas at 11, and Utah at 12 is a game and a half difference.
You know what's crazy? You know what's completely nuts? Like, anybody in the East can win. Like
On the West, you mean?
So, say for instance, if the Knicks got into the finals,
Oh, you think the East?
like if the Knicks get no, like whoever comes out of the East, There's like 6 teams that could come out of the East that would legitimately have an opportunity to win a championship.
But right now it feels like to me, it feels like Boston and Milwaukee win the championship. Anybody else is at least a little bit. Like, I think after those 2 teams, it's a toss-up between like 10 teams.
Yeah. I think Philadelphia could win.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't trust James Harden.
This is the crazy thing about it.
I don't
Like,
trust him
we're in a
either,
middling
man.
state, right? Like, so I've never been in the playoffs with the Cavs where, like, you didn't know you was going to the finals. Like, when you played with LeBron, you knew, we about to at least go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Regardless.
The last time, like, the Cavs were in a situation where they were in the playoffs and it could be really good or really bad was with the 90s teams.
90s. So it's a
been
different way
it's
of
like
watching.
30 years almost.
It's like, so what do you, like,
Right.
it's almost like this
With LeBron, it was finals or bust. That was it.
It feels like watching baseball, right? Because
Right.
you know, like, okay, if I get hot or I got a good pitcher or you know, like there's some things that fall our way, we could make it to the, you know, World Series. And I'm not saying it's a long shot, but look, man, I look at the Celtics and they just don't scare the living daylights out of me like the Sixers. Because
You talking about for the Cavs?
Yeah, for the Cavs.
So is it because they did well against them in the regular season?
I maybe because the way that the Celtics is built, like.
You think they match up better against
Because
them?
I think you could do some divide and conquer with
the
Jay.
Cavs have struggled against the teams that have the one huge guy.
Yeah.
Embiid, Giannis.
Right.
They struggled against Jokic.
Well,
like,
man,
those are the teams that they
got
match up
Robert
worst
Williams.
against.
If you could get into the
Yeah, but he's not a big scorer.
Nah, he ain't no scorer at all.
the key to the Celtics is Jaylen Brown.
I
See,
agree.
Jaylen Brown he feel like he like a sidekick. And so when you start feeling like a sidekick, you go back and look at what our Achilles heels was before Kyrie really locked in. Kyrie's like, I'm the guy. We're like, bro, if you don't just go ahead and just start playing in these playoffs.
Kyrie and Deion Waiters.
Jaylen Brown, to me, I think if he doesn't I was watching something they say, if he don't make All-NBA first team, like, they would not be surprised if Jaylen Brown just left.
Well, the new CBA they agreed upon is going to let him get paid even if he doesn't make first team All-NBA G. So he's going to get his super max, legit max contract.
Oh, they about to so they got rid of the first team all
No, you still get incentives, but the new CBA, which goes in effect this offseason, means teams can re-sign you without that for up to 40% more than your current contract was.
Was
not
that
20,
the quietest, most under-the-radar CBA
ever in the history?
extension in any sport?
History.
I'm shocked that the one and done didn't get thrown away, but I guess they letting players.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
You can
They were-
use marijuana now, so they said
That's
forget
all that
them
matters.
kids, Forget them.
Hey,
kids.
guys, it is 12:15 though, which means it is time to remind everybody that Colleague Racing is the official sponsor of the Lunch Hour of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.